Okay, imagine this for a second. You have a single grape, right? Just one variety. And from that one grape, you can make two totally different world-class wines. One is this legendary, complex, sweet wine, and the other is a crisp, modern, totally dry wine. How on earth is that even possible?
So can a grape really have a split personality? Well, when it comes to the Furmint grape, the answer is a huge, resounding yes. It's this incredible story of nature, of tradition, and of some really crucial choices that get made in the vineyard and the winery.
And here they are, the two faces of Furmint. Look at this. On one side, you've got this ancient, honeyed, complex, sweet wine that kings and czars literally called the wine of kings. Then on the other side, a razor-sharp, mineral-driven, modern dry white that is seriously taking the wine world by storm. I mean, they couldn't be more different, but they come from the exact same source.
So here's how we're going to break this down. First, we'll get to know the grape itself. Then we're going to travel to its volcanic home in Hungary. After that, we'll look at the winemaking decisions that create the two styles, we'll explore what they taste like, and finally, we'll see what the future holds for Furmint.
All right, first things first, let's meet the grape. Furmint is what we call a noble variety. It is the absolute symbol of Hungarian wine, and its history goes back for centuries. So this isn't some new fad, this is a true classic that's being reborn.
And its history really tells the whole story. We know it's been in Hungary since at least the 1200s. For hundreds of years, its fame was all about those legendary sweet wines. But the big story, the reason we're talking about it today, is its 21st century comeback as a truly world-class dry wine.
Okay, so how can one grape possibly do two such different things so well? To really get it, you have to go to its home. We're talking about the historic Tokaji region in Hungary. And the secret, as it so often is in wine, is all in the land, what we call the terroir. The magic of this place really comes down to three things. You've got the climate, hot summers, and these really long, misty autumns. Then you have the soils, which are volcanic, and they give the wines this incredible mineral backbone. And finally, you have two rivers that meet right here, creating this thick blanket of morning fog. And that fog, well, that's the key to everything.
Because that fog creates the perfect conditions for something amazing, noble rot. Now I know, rot sounds bad, right? But in Tokai, this fungus, Botrytis cinerea, is pure magic. It basically pokes tiny holes in the grape skins, which lets the water evaporate. So the berry shrivels up like a raisin, and all the sugar, acid, and flavor inside gets super concentrated. This tiny, powerful little berry is the absolute secret to making sweet Tokaji.
So because of these unique conditions, the winemaker gets to this critical fork in the road. Do they embrace the noble rot and go down the path to make a sweet wine, or do they fight it off to make a dry one? That single decision changes the entire game.
Now, if they choose the sweet path, the work is just insane. They wait for the rot, and then workers have to go through the vineyards and pick these shriveled Aszú berries one, by hand. These are then soaked in a base wine to pull out all that concentrated flavor, and the fermentation is so slow it can take months or even years. Then it ages for even more years in these deep volcanic cellars. It is a true art form. But if the goal is a dry wine, you basically flip the entire playbook on its head. In this case, the winemaker actively tries to prevent noble rot. They want clean, healthy grapes. They'll pick them earlier to capture all that amazing natural acidity. The fermentation is quick and controlled, usually in stainless steel, to keep all those flavors bright and fresh. The whole process is about precision, control, and just preserving the grape's natural energy.
Okay, so we know how they're made. Now for the best part. What do these two completely different wines actually taste and smell like? And, maybe more importantly, what in the world do you pair them with?
I mean, the contrast is just wild. Dry ferment is all about green apple, pear, citrus, and this classic whetstone or smoky minerality. It's defined by this high, almost electric acidity. The sweet Tokaji, on the other hand, is a whole other world of dried apricot, honey, and orange marmalade. It's incredibly sweet, but, and this is so important, it's balanced by that same high acidity so it never feels heavy or sticky. Even the colors are total opposites, pale straw versus this deep, rich amber.
So what do you eat with dry ferment? That high acidity makes it an absolute killer with food. It just slices through anything rich, like roast chicken or dishes with creamy sauces. It's a perfect match for fish and seafood. Honestly, it's one of the most versatile food wines out there.
Now, for the sweet Tokaji Aszú, you gotta match its intensity. The all-time classic pairing is foie gras. The wine's acidity just cuts through that richness perfectly. It's also mind-blowing with a strong blue cheese, like a Roquefort, where you get that salty, sweet thing going on. But don't just think dessert. Its power can actually stand up to the heat of spicy Asian food, which is a really fun pairing.
So where does all this leave Furmint? Well, you've got a grape with a legendary past that has somehow managed to completely reinvent itself for the modern world. Let's take a look at what might be next.
This whole evolution is what makes Furmint so special. It's done something very few grapes ever managed to do. It's remained an icon for sweet wines while also becoming a new star for dry, elegant wines. It really does bridge the old world and the new.
You know, a recent sommelier analysis just nailed it. They said Furmint is a fascinating grape that invites discovery. And that's so true. It's more than just a wine. It's like you're exploring history, a specific place, and real artistry in every single glass.
And that kind of leaves us with one final thought. In a world where wine lovers are always looking for something authentic, something with a story, something with unique flavors, could Furmint, this grape with two faces, be perfectly positioned to be the next big thing? You know, with its incredible range from bone dry to incredibly sweet, it just might be. The only way to know for sure, of course, is to go out and discover it for yourself.